Ladies and gentlemen,
Lego.
here we go. Running routes, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, the Super Bowl edition 58 in the house. Super Bowl 58. Oddly enough, very interesting. Okay, the AFL NFL merger, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers. Very interesting. The very, very first Super Bowl of all time was 1967, okay, by the Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers. Vince Lombardi, hell of a guy. If you've never heard of him, you should look it up. The I formation, it's pretty incredible. Last time these two teams seen each other, Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers, October 23rd, 2022, 44-23. The Kansas City Chiefs were victorious. But moving on to a very, very, very special Sunday, the last dance, 47.5 on the over and the under. And San Francisco is giving the Kansas City Swifties 1.5 points. Brady, I'm going to pass it to you, sir. Let's just get it going. How do you feel about the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl 58, going up against the San Francisco 49ers? It's finally upon us. It's here, and it's now.
We're here. The big finale, grand finale, final game. It's exciting.
Absolutely.
KC really, absolutely surprised us just there last week in the conference championships. They really took it to the Baltimore Ravens, showed what they're fully capable of for the most part, especially defensively, and just kind of outcoached and outclassed them, which was both good and bad. It was I watched the game, and compared to the rest of the season that Baltimore had, I hate to say it, but it was almost one of those times, the first time I ever felt this season that like the NFL might be scripted, because I was like, this is just ridiculous. Because the Baltimore just did everything wrong that they didn't do all season long. They let people get under their skin. Lamar was making terrible choices. He had open field to run, wasn't taking it. Everything like that. It was just wild. But KC was doing everything right. They knew how to get under the skin of Baltimore. They knew which player specifically to dig at. Get that little extra toe tug and make them get mad at you, stuff like that. But it is what it is. KC won that game. They looked really good, especially defensively. You can't take away from what they pulled off there. I just don't know if they can do it again versus the San Francisco 49ers. They are more level-headed than the Baltimore Ravens, so you're not going to get those unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties called against the 49ers, I don't think. It's going to be really hard to outcoach another mastermind coach again, back-to-back, with that. So I like the San Francisco 49ers here to win this one. Overall, I actually kind of favor the under on this one. I view this as one of those Super Bowls that people look back on. That wasn't that exciting, but it was a great season of football. I think these teams defensively are both going to give their offenses a lot of trouble. When we go into some player bets and some stuff later, I'll give more information with my reasonings, but I think this will be a lower scoring game. I like the under, but I do think San Francisco wins by a field goal.
I agree a lot, almost wholeheartedly with what you just said there. I'm surprised this is the Super Bowl matchup, but this is the matchup. I think it's a fantastic matchup of two teams that are, if you broke down position by position, I think it would come out about equal. Talking about quarterbacks, running backs, offensive line, defensive line, like there's a side to favor every side of the ball. I like the Niners here too. I feel like they're the better football team when you're just looking at what's on the field, ignoring all the outside noise and all that stuff. I think the coaching edge definitely goes to Kansas City. Both Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, they're going to come up with good game plans. They will adjust on the fly, but I think Shanahan can hold his own offensively, and talent for talent is more of it. One of the big matchups is, you're going to be looking at Patrick Mahomes against Brock Purdy. I think Purdy can handle his own, though. He's been in enough big games at this point in time to where I don't think the moment's going to be too big for him. I do think that Kansas City secondary is going to cause, some issues. They played lights out from Snead, McDuffie, Reed back there. But for me, like I think it swings for San Francisco's ways. There's just too many weapons offensively, and I haven't seen Kansas City consistently put up points. Now, they had a good win last week, but only 17-10. Like you had numerous opportunities at the same time, and one of those opportunities goes Baltimore's way off of miscue after miscue. All of a sudden, you're in danger of very easily. And I just don't like what I see out of Kansas City cashing in the red zone. It hasn't been good all season. It hasn't looked great in the playoffs. It looked pretty good against Buffalo, which I was surprised, but that's one of the only flashes that I've seen to where that offense has executed and cashed in at the end of the drive, which was not typically a Kansas City bugaboo coming into this season, but it's been very apparent all season long. So I feel like San Francisco can continue to score points. For KC, they're going to need more than 17. They're going to need into the 20s. I figure into the mid to upper 20s to win this game. And I don't know if they can get there. So give me San Francisco. As long as it stays at 2 points, I'm willing to drop those 2 points. And I agree with you, Brady. I think maybe a little lackluster, maybe a little drive consuming time wise with Kansas City being methodical and San Francisco being methodical at times as well. I like the under as well. How about you, Sam?
I've been called crazy for this, but I can't even believe that San Francisco's favored in this one. Honestly,
Me too. I feel the same way.
I can't believe they're favored. I'm very surprised by that. It's actually been moving in San Francisco's direction as well. So I guess people are putting a bunch of money on San Francisco. But I got Kansas City winning. I mean, I can't bet against 1-5 and Andy Reid. I just can't bet against them. They've just shown over and over again what they can do. And if their defense wasn't as good as it was, I might think a little differently. But that defense early in the year was top 3 defense in the league. Fell off a little bit throughout the year, and the playoffs have been absolutely elite. Awesome defense. They have been unstoppable. And I don't see San Francisco coming out and scoring 30 points. And I just cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's the main part of it. I just can't bet against him. But I think that defense is going to be huge in the game. I think that they're going to really slow down Brock Purdy. I think they're going to have some good drives. I think they're going to still score points. They're going to be able to move the ball. But the thing about Kansas City is they'll give you some plays, they'll give you some yards, and then they'll shut you down right before you get in the field goal range. And they've done it. They've done it all playoffs. They've shut down Baltimore's offense last week. I know they got away from their identity, but at the end of the day, they shut them down. They shut down the best offense in the league last week. I think that defense is going to be really good, and I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to do enough. And when it gets into these big games, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going with which quarterback I think is going to make the plays when it matters. And Patrick Mahomes has shown us through 6 years of AFC championships in a row and multiple Super Bowl tries that he can make those big plays. And I think that it's going to come down to that, and I think the Kansas City is going to win. And I would definitely take the under as well. I think that San Francisco's D is good. I think their secondary has been iffy throughout the year. They can be had. And Kansas City's defense is freaking awesome. I see it being a low scoring game. Both teams playing very conservative, long drives, all that good stuff. So definitely taking the under, taking Kansas City to win. Would probably take the money line because I think it will be a close game if I had to. If I had to bet that, but that would be my bet.
No doubt. Yeah, I like, I was struggling on if this is going to be a low-scoring game or if this is going to be a high-scoring game like the Detroit Lions game was, because Detroit had a very good a very good defense as well. And, they end up putting 31 up on that really good San Francisco 49ers defense coming into it. I feel the same exact way. I'm not going to bet against Andy Reid, and I'm not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes as well, especially, watching Travis Kelce and Isaiah Pacheco just with the emotion and just coming in and just really standing out to me as these are the two offensive leaders, and arguably there's a problem going down the middle of the field. I think the only way that if I had to draw up a scenario of where San Francisco wins this game, they go up early and they go up often, and that's maybe because they can't stop McCaffrey, and I believe that that's the only way that they win this game, because if it's back and forth, I give the nod to the Kansas City Chiefs, and I give the nod to Patrick Mahomes, and that's why I'm going to take the Chiefs with the points. I got marked down the under, but I'm going over. There's just something telling me about this game.
Pushing it to the over.
Yeah, because and the reason being, and here's my logic on why, right? Because I'm going to butcher dude's last name, Charles Omaliu, dude, butcher. So I'm chopping it up right now. But yeah, so everybody's saying that this dude right here is a savage and the Chiefs are going to miss him. I actually think that that's not who they're going to miss, because I mean, when I looked at his production all season, the numbers aren't crazy. Maybe he did really good the game before Baltimore, but the Baltimore game in question, in which he got hurt in, he didn't have any stats whatsoever. On the season, he had 7 sacks. All right, you play a lot more than 7 games. My problem is Ark Armstead going down, I think, is where the Kansas City Chiefs are going to exploit this defense. And this is where they're going to control the game. Ark Armstead arguably not being able to come in and play. Okay, and Kittle's banged up as well. And I think this argument goes for the Kansas City Chiefs as well, with the quad for Jones. Chris Jones, the tackle, Kansas City Chiefs, I think potentially that could also be an area of weakness. And, Kittle not being 100%, Ark Armstead arguably not even in playing. It's the words used were foggy. Whatever that means, I don't know what that means, because I'm normally just used to hearing questionable, out, doubtful, probable. That's what I'm used to hearing. The foggy one got me all, I don't know. So your guess shall be as good as mine. So I'm thinking that these are going to be the keys to success, right? If Chase Young doesn't go out and get some sacks and be disruptive, I don't think the 49ers win this game. I'm putting it on Young. I'm putting it on Young to have a monster game. They have a monster game. No mistakes from Purdy. They win this game. I don't see it happening. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Fair enough. You would use Swifty. We know you love her, so I'm sure you're going to go with her team.
Got to go Swifties, bro.
She's going to make the flight in time to watch her little boy play his football game.
I hope so. I do want to throw out a stat real quick. I want to throw out that no quarterback that's beat Josh Allen has ever gone on to win the Super Bowl. So the odds are definitely against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And potentially this is why they're giving San Francisco 49ers the ability to hand over some
full circle with conspiracy lists.
Almost. I said almost.
Almost
did.
I didn't pull up the record of the Chiefs with Swifty in the building. I thought about it, but I didn't. Right. I was like, I'm just going to say Swifty.
I got an on-the-field question for y'all. Mm-hmm. Brady, I'll start with you.
Yep.
Since you took San Francisco, what is a key matchup for you that helps you lean towards taking San Francisco?
It is their ability to be creative. They have all the weapons. They have smart players across the board at many levels that they can do things that Kansas City won't be able to do to take advantage of any holes, weaknesses that might show up.
Kyle Juszczyk gets a touchdown in this game.
Sam, what gives you, besides the obvious combo of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, what gives you? Is there a exploitation that you can see in this matchup to where San Francisco is just plain out going to struggle, and that could be the deciding factor in the Chiefs winning it?
Yeah, 100%. The Kansas City secondary, especially Snead. When San Francisco is playing really well, they are throwing the ball down the field. Sometimes it's Ayuk, sometimes it's Debo, sometimes it's Kittle, whatever it is. But that Kansas City secondary is solid. And I think that they're going to be able to slow down them guys. And I don't think that they're going to be able to get those big chunk 30, 35, 40-yard plays that they have been getting when they look really good offensively. So I think Snead's going to need to have a big game, and I think he will. And I think they're going to be able to slow that down. And, McCaffrey's going to do his thing, but, McCaffrey is there to open up the downfield stuff. And if they can slow down that downfield stuff, it's going to be an issue for San Francisco.
Well said. Well said. Eddie, you kind of laid it out with how San Francisco is going to do it. What's your key matchup on one side of the ball, the other, that you feel like is decisively in Kansas' favor and helps you Kansas City?
What really helps me, other than Patrick Mahomes and that incredible coaching staff they have over there for the Kansas City Chiefs, but all that aside, Travis Kelce aside, it's really, for me personally, I'm a running back fan. Isaiah Pacheco's from Rutgers, and it's just this kid is just really playing above and beyond what anybody has ever expected, and the emotion that he's coming through with, he's running really hard, and it looks like he wants this. He wants this dub. So I think the X factor for them is going to be Isaiah Pacheco in the run game. I think if they can solidify the run game and get 120 yards rushing with him, 25 carries, I think that Kansas City can control the clock on this game. And as good as the 49ers are, and as good as the 49ers have been controlling the clock and controlling the time of possession, I think is what Andy Reid's going to do, because that's the only way to nullify the dominance that Kansas City has. And I mean, you're completely right, Sam. That secondary really is going to hold it down for the back half of the defense. But let's just be real here. Giving them back the ball in any way, shape, or form is just not something you want to do. So I think the game plan should be slow things down and allow Pacheco to try and get these chunks and these first downs and keep it slow and keep it the game plan and the game you want. I think that's how the Chiefs win this, nice and slow.
He got to run like he bite people.
All right. So, MVP time. Who's taking home the hardware Super Bowl MVP? Brady, who you got?
So if it goes the way I think it does and San Francisco wins, I got taking an easy one out, going CMC as the Super Bowl MVP. He's going to run one in and catch one in, potentially throw one in, go triple threat, go the full course dinner.
Creativity.
If it's the opposite way, like Eddie and Sam are taking with Kansas City Chiefs winning it, I follow suit with what they're saying, and it's going to be one of those dudes in the secondary. They're not even listed on most prop bets. But McDuffie or Snead, one of them's going to get, for them to win this, one of them's going to get 2 interceptions and ruin the game for San Francisco 49ers. And that's going to be the big key difference maker, is shutting down Debo and getting turnovers. And that's going to get them the MVP. Because I think on the opposite side of the ball, I think Patrick Mahomes offensively will still have a hard time moving the football against San Francisco's defense, so that there won't be an offensive MVP there.
Sam, who you got?
I want to know when the last time a secondary player got the Super Bowl MVP. First off, but that is a very good take. I like that.
I do know that when the Bucs won, Dexter Jackson won it.
Wow.
So that was 2002. I don't know anything in between that. I can't remember between that, but 2002, 2001, Jackson.
He was the last defensive back to win it.
Okay.
That's it.
The previous to that was Larry Brown of the Cowboys against the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I remember correctly.
Hell of a take. I like it. My safe bet is, as far as Super Bowl MVP, you got to go with a team. If you're going to bet on it, you got to go with a team you think's going to win. So my safe bet's going to be, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, I think Patrick Mahomes, if he wins it, it's going to be hard for him not to get it. As far as odds go, I would really like. I would go with CMC as well. The odds are plus 475 the last time I looked, for the odds to win Super Bowl MVP for CMC. So if I was going and looking for odds and looking to make some money off of it, I'd go him. Maybe Travis Kelce, with all the Taylor Swift stuff, and Travis Kelce has 15 receptions for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns or some crazy shit. And
Yeah.
They
ends
couldn't
up,
have put
ends
that
up
in the
winning
script.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Conspiracy
and I mean,
theory there.
yeah, like I could see it, but I would definitely go Patrick Mahomes safe and CMC if I'm trying to win some money off of it. I could. I think if San Francisco wins it, I do think CMC gets the MVP.
Yeah.
24,
Who you got, Eddie?
24 carries, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
What about you, Charles?
I'm going Kittle because I don't think
Kittle.
there's going to be a lot of points in this. And out of all the matchups, I think Sam said it greatly when he brought up the secondary. I brought it up when we were talking pre-show with Eddie. I think the secondary for Kansas City will be able to deter a lot of the outside weapons, the down the field stuff. The X factor for me is who's going to be one-on-one with Kittle over the middle. So give me Kittle. I think he can catch a touchdown pass. I think he can have a nice chunk play at some point in time. So I think he can do it. On the other side of the ball for San Francisco, I'm putting a couple of bucks on Fred Warner. Fred Warner is going to be one of the key pieces in stopping not only Mahomes' mobility and those scrambles, but containing Travis Kelce as well. So if San Francisco does end up winning this, I think Warner could have double-digit tackles, possibly cause a fumble, possibly get an interception at some point in time. Personally, I think game script-wise, I think Kansas City's going to be playing from behind. If it goes the way I think it's going to go, which means Mahomes is going to throw the ball a lot, and watching the Chiefs all year long, they're short routes. That sets up well for a guy like Warner, who's athletic, who can cover the pass and the run, to have a big day. So I like money Warner. I think he's 900 to 1. So like $10 gets you $90. So very good return on investment there. And then Kittle.
Wait, you said
like
what's his odds?
in the 30s. So $10 gets you. It was like 3,000. So it's like $10 gets you 300 on Kittle. $10 gets you. I'll have to go back and look while we're still talking.
What was the odds you said for?
I'm gonna have to go back and look while we're talking.
No problem. Yeah, I was gonna say because you had mentioned Travis Kelce. If we want to go we love a little conspiracy route here, a little conspiracy theory here and there. But that man has the best game a tight end's ever had in a Super Bowl. They win the game. He's got 3 touchdowns. They give him the MVP. He goes to the 50-yard line and proposes to T Swift. There you go.
Jeez,
what better American story can you ask
Can't
for?
fucking handle that, bro. It's too much.
Somebody asked him
Tone
that
it down.
question: who's getting the ring first? You were Swift.
What'd he say? What was his answer on that one?
Says I want the ring.
He said, I want the ring. No doubt. No doubt.
You got McCaffrey 4 to 1, almost 5 to 1. You got Kelsey's 12 to 1. Pachenko would be 28 to 1, so that would be a great value if Eddie's cashed. Kittle is 60 to 1, so that's huge. $1 gets you $60. $10 gets you $600. So sprinkle some on him. And then again, Fred Warner 90 to 1. Ooh. So I took some shots at some prices, but Kittle's realistic. And then if you got a big chunk to throw in, of course, Patrick Mahomes, they win it. Pretty good odds, but that's
no doubt.
Basically 1 for 1. A little bit of plus money with Mahomes, a little bit of plus money with Brock Purdy. He's got 2 to 1 odds, so you're doubling up there.
Not bad.
Any player props, yardage wise? Eddie already threw out over 100 yards for Pachenko, but anything else that we think is going to be economically pleasing for our fans to maybe throw a couple bucks on?
I think San Francisco is going to need to be a little bit creative, especially early on to get things going. I saw Debo had the line was 16.5 rushing yards. I like the over on that. Because I think just one end around for 20 yards, I can see that happening to open the drive or something like that, middle of the drive, kind of change it. And then CMC had 33.5 receiving yards, and I like the over on that as well.
Let me just ask you this. As much as you guys are all invested in the 49ers, you two fine gentlemen, do you think that if by the half the Chiefs are up 14-0, by the half, Do you think the 49ers can come back from half in the third quarter and win the game?
Yeah.
That one
We
first.
could.
Yeah.
Definitely possible.
Yeah, the
Two things,
49ers are explosive. And again, if that's the scenario, tell me the Chiefs can keep on putting points on the board, really. Unless Brock Purdy's just throwing up ducks. Like if Brock Purdy's just, horrible in
And
the Super Bowl,
the heat
then
got
yeah,
to him. The heat got to him.
then they can. But yeah, San Francisco is that explosive. I mean, they just came back from 20 plus deficit against the Lions. It could happen. I don't think that's ideal. But in your scenario that you laid out there, 14 is not enough. I don't think with what San Francisco has got, unless they end up down 2 quarterbacks and C-Max has got to step in to play quarterback again.
Who is their backup? Darnold, right?
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
No doubt.
I mean, we all do love Andy Reid, but you also got to
Absolutely.
remember who's the next offensive mind behind him. They're coaching, and that's Matt Nagy. And that man he can mess some things up. He's done it before. He can do it again and coach himself out of a job again. So be careful what you wish for with saying that coaching staff can ride them to a victory.
I mean, putting the shoe on the other foot, though, too. San Francisco's up double digits at halftime. Can Kansas City manufacture the points to come back? Obviously, they did it the last Super Bowl that they played, but these were different rosters at that point in time. Like, it's a little scary with Kansas City offensively to me. They got to do it methodically, man. It's no big plays from them. They did have that one busted coverage in the Buffalo game where Travis Kelce got the nice little touchdown there. But that doesn't happen often, in the league, period, and just not for Kansas City. If it's not Kelce making a play, there's nobody else out there. You had Valdez-Scantling, but everybody was watching for the run, last play of the game. Valdez-Scantling hauls in that catch. That was their biggest play, and it was the biggest play they had in the half. It almost equaled their yardage for the second half of that game.
Well, that rookie they had.
It's tough, man. And San Francisco, one of the best I think they were best in the red zone at scoring touchdowns this year. Kansas City was middle of the pack scoring touchdowns in the red zone. And that's how Kansas City's probably going to have to make their bread and butter on both sides of the ball. So it's dicey, man. It's dicey. As much as you have to respect Mahomes and Reed, and there's no doubt about it, there's no getting away from it. Travis Kelce's a monster and all that good stuff. But it's a small sample size of players that you're really depending on there in Kansas City. And it's a lot of healthy bodies on the other side. We talked about it with San Francisco. Kind of the only way that they didn't make it to the Super Bowl is if they suffered a major injury to one of their weapons. Everybody's going to be on the field this game. So Kansas City's got the work cut out for them.
Absolutely. And I'm a little worried about the Chris Jones injury, the quad injury. How big of an issue is this? And is he just out there on some Terrell Davis type shit, like just so Elway could just run in there and get it? Is this like one of them situations where he's going, but it's not going to be very productive? Because if you take a look at
on the field a lot the past 2 games, he was taking plays off. For sure.
Yeah, if you take a look at the Baltimore Ravens game, not that they needed him, but I mean, he didn't even have a QB hit. He didn't have any stats whatsoever in that game. So, if there's anything that's worrying me, it's that's what's kind of concerning, because not that McCaffrey is going to predominantly be going up the middle, but for the same mindset that I had with Pachenko and what I think the Chiefs should do, with their D tackle being questionable, Armstead is a really good part of that defense, and it's not that they don't have anyone else to put in, but man, that's highly affecting the rotation. And the third and fourth quarter is where we see Armstead not being in there being a little bit more of an issue. That's why I think Chase Young has to step up in this game and really.
Yeah, him and Bosa got to be better than they've been. For
absolutely,
sure.
Absolutely.
I do like the prop with Brock Purdy over a half on on an interception. I do think the Chiefs do take one away from him at some point in the game. I think that's a viable play. I like the over on Patrick Mahomes' completions as well because I think he's going to be throwing short passes. He will continue to be accurate as he is and make things happen. And I think they're going to be in trail mode. So I think he's going to be throwing the ball quite a bit. So I think it was 28.5 is the completions there. I don't see why he doesn't throw the ball as much as he needs to keep them in the game, especially this being the Super Bowl of all cases as well. So I like the over on his completions too. Those are best props.
Yeah, I got a couple props. I got Pat Mahomes. A lot of people I've been hearing, going under on his passing yards at 269.5. I said it earlier. I think the San Francisco secondary has struggled throughout the year. And I think that he's going to go over on his passing yards, even though he's going to have these little short ones. He's been dumping them down all year, but I think that he's going to end up going over on that. Definitely like Kelce to have over 78 yards receiving. If they're going to win this game, Kelsey's got to have a big game. Everybody knows it. They got Rashee Rice, they got Isaiah Pacheco, but Travis Kelce is going to be the guy that changes the outcome of the game. So I got Kelce going over, and then McCaffrey, I got him going over on total yards, which is 136 and a half total yards. I got him going over on that. I think with this defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, Brock Purdy is going to be dumping it off to him, going to be handing it off a lot. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a slow, long drives throughout the game, and I think that he's going to be giving the ball. I think Chris McCaffrey is just going to have a huge game, so I'm going over on that. And then Pacheco, 74.5 yards all day. I mean, I'm definitely going over on that. They've been running the hell out of the ball. So those are my favorite picks.
I got a question for you and Eddie. Over or under 1.5 passing touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes?
Ooh, that's a good one. I got over. I'm saying he's going to win. I think if they win, he's going to have over. I think if they don't go over, which is a possibility, we're going to see a couple of pass interference calls where they get the ball down at the 1 yard line, and Isaiah Pacheco ends up rushing the ball for touchdowns there. But I think outside of that, I would take the over, and if I had to bet on it, take it over.
How about you, Ed?
Yeah, I take the over. I take the over on it. Yeah, I see. I don't know why I think that this could be a high scoring game.
All right, give us some final score predictions here, because we all like the
24-28 type deal. 24-27 type.
You don't like the. I said you didn't go under. I thought we all went.
No, I'm taking the over. I took the over. I'm gonna switch it up a bit here. You talked me into the under off the cam. But I'm going to switch it up here and see what transpires.
That always messes you up when you switch it, man.
I know. I just started with saying, huh?
I got 24-17 would be my guess. I think that they end up getting 24. And I think Kansas City slows that San Francisco offense down enough.
I literally said during the start of this that I should have stuck to my guns.
Yes, you did.
I did say that. And here I go. Like, we didn't even get through one show. Like, not like this show's not even over yet. And then I switched it up already. Jesus, bro.
I like 2014 or 21-17 49ers.
I like 23-17 Niners.
23. That's an interesting number. I like it.
3 field goals.
3 field goals.
Hell no.
All right, gentlemen. Over under Reba McEntire 90.5 seconds national anthem.
Over, dude.
Reba McEntire song.
Over, dude.
This is the shortest
kind of
it's ever been.
Brings to the stage,
dude. Over, dude.
She's singing the national anthem.
Anthem.
90 seconds.
This is the shortest.
I think she's gonna go for it. Then I'm going over.
Yeah, this is the shortest one it's ever been set at, like the shortest time.
I think she might do a little talking at either the beginning or the end. Give me the over.
Yeah.
I have never looked into this. I don't even know how long they generally are, but off the top of my head, I'm gonna go over.
I like the over as well. Just because I can see her she's the that country lady that likes to talk. So she's gonna start the song. She's gonna go, "Come on, guys," and then keep
Yep.
singing, and then let me hear you. Come on, and then like little extra
Yes.
stuff like.
But I
Like-
feel like that's one of those bets that like they already know before the game starts, and that's where like they get their money from.
You ain't
like,
lying.
I feel like I'm
You
just
ain't
gonna
lying.
go with whatever.
Yeah, but you're talking
wherever
about
the money's
country
going, I'm
music
gonna-
singer. That's a wild card out there, Sam. She's not going to follow script, baby.
It's a wild card.
Vegas
All
got
right,
to make
heads
their
or
money
tails?
somehow.
Coin toss. What y'all got? Heads
Tails.
or tails?
Tails never fails, baby.
Tails.
I got heads,
I'm going heads still.
and
Bro,
San
how
Francisco
many-
wins. And San Francisco wins the coin toss.
Ooh, well, sprinkle it. All right.
I'll give you one win. Yeah, San Francisco wins the toss. It's the only win
Yeah, I
you're
think
getting that night.
Yeah,
But see,
San Francisco
I'm
wins.
biased because if I call it, I'm going tails every time. But I feel like it's going to be heads. So
What was it last year? What did it land on last year? Does anybody?
I never,
It's
I
easily
never bet that
Googleable.
one.
All right.
No doubt.
Usher halftime, 8.5 songs.
8 and under.
Wow. Well, you can do like a montage.
He could,
Yeah.
but under.
Dude,
How long
but
is
you gotta
it?
remember the
Does he
Snoop
have
Dogg-
8 hits though? I don't think so. Oh.
Yeah, he's got a couple bangers, bro.
A couple.
Icebox.
Not 8.
He's got a few.
Yeah,
I mean, he could.
Hey.
I'm going under. I'm going under.
Going under. Going under.
going under.
Going
I'm
under.
going over just to fuck with y'all.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And that's what this show's
I
about.
don't- See, like
I can't
just-
name
think-
8 Usher songs.
Yeah, I was
so
Like I
no.
think back, you gotta think like that Dr. Dre one last year. Like everybody had 2 songs, so like you gotta think how they're giving you extra time to perform. He's gonna fill it with more songs. It might even be his songs.
Yeah,
He's
but it ain't
bring
gonna
out-
be 8 though. And then there's
Yeah.
and then you
He's
got
gonna bring
Post Malone. You got Post
He's gonna-
Malone.
Post Malone's gonna sing 2. He's gonna bring out Little John for 2.
Yeah.
I'm going under. I'm going.
Going
Under.
the under.
That's a lot.
I like the over. It is a lot, but it's the Super Bowl.
True.
I
It's
like
your
it.
time to shine.
I like Reba drawing it out. Give me give me McIntyre.
That's
over-
how I
over
feel.
now.
Yeah, I feel the same way. She gonna come. She's just gonna start it off slow. You know what I mean? Like this is something that got to get going. You know? She's gonna
Oh,
start
Brady
it off.
laid it out with the "Come on, y'all, let's get the and at the end
Had
she's
me a
gonna
"Come
have
on,
those
y'all."
in there, too.
Had me at that buttery biscuit with the honey on the side.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, the Gatorade dump. What's the color?
Ooh, yellow.
Yeah,
Wait, no, red,
Orange.
red.
Orange.
No, red. Both
I got
teams are
orange.
got I'm going red.
Orange.
I
Go
got
yellow.
orange.
Oh.
So when they faced
Red
each
would be
other,
such an asshole move.
Would it be?
I don't call it yellow though. I always called it green Gatorade.
Yellow?
It is yellow.
Yellow.
Lemon.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I
Well,
put too
lemon
much.
lime.
I put too much
Lemon
thought
and
into
lime.
this.
So
No, I'm going blue. Final color. No, I'm
I
kidding.
put
I'm
blue,
kidding.
blue's popular. Hey, blue's
Which
popular.
blue?
Is
It was
blue?
Blue's been the 2 of the last 4.
Blue. I'm going blue.
Which
Because like I
blue?
said,
Is it Glacier Freeze or Cool Blue?
Blue.
either one of them
all
are
right,
terrible.
all right, you cop, slow down. All right, it's light blue or dark blue. Come on, bro.
Oh
It all
my
tastes
god.
like blue.
Oh, blue.
No, because I put way too much thought into this. So when they faced 4 years ago, when I saw the prop bet, I had to mess around and look at it a little bit. When they faced 4 years ago in the Super Bowl and San Francisco won, they dumped orange on Andy Reid. So like San Francisco is like, if you're gonna do orange, we're gonna do orange. Then like we win, we're gonna dump orange now. Like orange is our thing. Like
Taylor Swift was wearing red lipstick. It's going to be red. No, I
this is
took
why
blue.
think
I'm
it's
taking
orange.
blue. Final answer, blue.
It's orange. It's orange because orange is they make powdered Gatorade at the games, and the only Gatorade that actually tastes like real Gatorade powdered is orange. So it's orange.
Well, that's because the original color. That's the original OG.
yeah, that's the good stuff.
That's good insight, Sam. Actually,
You're welcome.
Blue it is.
yeah, like
Blue.
2 or 3 nice ones.
Glacier Freeze.
No
Ugh.
doubt.
Ugh. Tastes like anything.
Tastes like a
So-
dub for the Chiefs.
Since we got all the meat and potatoes out of there, what's y'all's favorite that either went on during the Super Bowl press conferences or your little favorite conspiracy about this whole shit? Like, here's your time to kind of chop it up about it. Is it? I liked seeing Mike Shanahan like half wasted at the press conference. I thought that was pretty good because he was trying to hold it together, and he definitely was not together. Got anything, Sam?
Uh, I NFL is all about money. Taylor Swift brings the money. It's all about the Swifties. Casey's winning because Taylor's going to be there.
So you think there's a little conspiracy with the
Hell
with
yeah.
It's hard not to duck. It's hard not to duck.
Oh man.
I got two, but I'll leave. I'll just use one, and then if that one doesn't get said, then I'll come back around and say the last one. But I found an interesting stat that no quarterback has ever beat Josh Allen and gone on.
You already said that one.
A Super Bowl. So that was the one that really. Well, you asked me which one. And that was the one that was that stuck out to me. The new one is the McCaffreys and the Shanahans, and how Christian McCaffrey's father, Ed McCaffrey, won some Super Bowls with Kyle Shanahan. Did I?
I thought you were gonna hit me with some
I
fresh
think
stuff.
he hit that one before the show.
That was.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That was us spitting around. Mine is it's been kind of pushed around on social media, but when Allegiant Stadium was being built, there was a Chiefs fan that hid the flag underneath the stadium, and supposedly there was a dude that like jumped the fence in the middle of the night, like a Raiders fan that jumped the fence in the middle of the night and dug it up, and he's got a picture of himself holding up a dirty Chiefs flag saying it ain't under here. So either so, like I think both ways that puts bad juju on Kansas City Chiefs.
Really?
You know, like, hey, we're so good, I'll bury a flag and we own this stadium, and it's like, you're cursing them, you know, or the fact of, oh, I took you thought it'd be good juju, and then I stole it. Now there's no juju. You're gonna have bad luck. Like, you know, I can look at it bad both ways for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, with some construction worker when they were building Allegiance was supposed to have buried it on the 50-yard line or something like that.
Yeah, basically dead center of where it was being built.
That's wild. I didn't hear none of that.
I did not know that.
I didn't hear any of that. That's wild.
Apparently, they took it very seriously, called the guy, questioned him, and apparently he still had the flag in the picture because he took a picture of what he was putting under there.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, dude, it wouldn't be hard to find a duplicate flag.
To dirty it up, like, you know?
Yeah.
So there's that. But Mahomes is undefeated at Allegiant, from what I know. I think he's like 4-0 or 6-0, something like that. 8-0.
Interesting.
Oh,
is this field going to be grass?
Yeah, it's grass. It's the retractable.
That's dope. The retractable field?
Yeah.
No doubt. The good stuff.
Where
they stick it outside. Where they stick it outside in case it's raining, they get some water. Yeah.
Fill it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, that will be the Super Bowl show. If you guys have anything else to add.
That's the completion of our third season, too. Way to go, boys.
Third trifecta.
Welcome.
Appreciate y'all. Eddie, you got something wrong with you, my boy?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Yeah, fun season though. Absolutely love this year's football. There was no clear-cut winner. Everything was fighting tooth and nail up until this point.
I mean, it really looked like Baltimore for a little while. Let's not forget about Baltimore now. I mean, you're easily forgettable, but it seemed as though they were really gonna stomp a mud hole in somebody. And then the playoffs came, and they chipped up the Texans, and it looked like it was moving in that right direction. And then here came the Kansas City Chiefs, and then everything just kind of like...
Here comes the Super Bowl ticket sales.
Here comes the Swifties. You're getting swifted up and swifted out. Shout out Taylor Swift and the Swifties. Shout out. Good luck in your Super Bowl venture.
Yeah, surprised Roger Goodell doesn't make this like a pay-per-view event and make people pay extra.
They were bringing that up since they had the success that they did with the Peacock playoff game.
You make enough money.
He said no to the will there ever be a pay-per-view Super Bowl, but plenty of people don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, how could you when that one they admitted did so well? Everybody probably canceled it the next day.
Still made
Bill,
money.
you got 1 month, $13 from everybody, from a million people basically.
That's ridiculous.
But you get a free week trial.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Lots
Yeah,
of
I
ways.
don't like that. But what they're going to do is they're going to do the free trial. Like they did the free trial this year, but then next year there will be no free trial. They'll do one more game and then everybody's going to pay it.
Well, everybody's gonna have they already paid for the majority of them, so you don't get a free trial. You're gonna be making up fake accounts. Hey,
Exactly.
grandma, let me get your social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta watch this game.
Yeah.
No doubt.
New email. NFL is scripted123 at yahoo.com.
Not on this show. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't turn into the new WWE, but you never know.
Okay.
That'd be terrible.
Entertainment,
Well,
but all fun. Good football. Good
Yeah.
players. All real
Great
men
season, boys.
that want to win, want the money
and the glory.
and the
The
glory,
glory,
the fame.
the fortune,
Deuces.
the Swifties.
Good show, boys.
Hell yeah. Damn, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life now. There's no more football.
You got